Well, it's Tuesday, and there's a good chance when you're watching this, I'm either A, sleeping, B, working, or C, I'm waiting for Face Off season finale tonight. But right now, I can honestly say we are live, here to talk about last night's edition of WWE Monday Night Raw. And, of course, I am not alone. Oh no, I do not do these Raw videos by myself. I am joined once again by my popcaster friend from across the pond, Ashley. Welcome, Ashley.
Special reason why I'm here this week.
Yeah, you kind of have a stake in this show, to say the least.
A steak, tartar sauce, some gravy, and some Yorkshire puddings, yeah.
Yes. Because obviously this show was taped way early in the daytime for me, obviously. And it was known what the results of the show were many hours before the actual broadcast. So I had an idea what was coming, so it was kind of like being spoiled really early.
And in some cases, good. And in some cases,
bad.
You were waiting.
Yeah. There's a lot of things I heard about this show, and obviously the crowd noise. Oh my god. First off, I want to talk about the one guy all night that stuck out like a sore thumb. And you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Elaborate, just for the audience.
There was this fan. There was this fan that was the closest he possibly could be to the camera. And every single segment, every single match, there was one guy chanting things that did not catch along. And I thought it was really funny because when everybody was chanting for Wade Barrett in the beginning segment, there was one voice saying, "Come on, Cena, come on, Cena." I thought it was hilarious.
Clearly that guy is trying to get attention for himself.
Clearly.
And again, quite a lot of the fans were, but...
Yeah.
This is why I sometimes hate my fellow countrymen.
I understand that.
Because they realise, because they're on television, the only reason that they're there isn't to watch wrestling, is to try and steal the show.
Yep.
They're trying to be Dolph Ziggler.
Okay, you've been to live televised wrestling before, obviously, correct?
No, but I've had experiences from people that did.
Okay, then I'll give you one right now. Here's the thing. We're standing outside in the cold, mind you. It's December, but it's Florida, so you'd think it'll be a little bit warmer, but it's not. It's like 40 degrees outside. I'm being generous. And all of a sudden, the camera is on us for a pre-tape with the Lucha Dragons. The second that the red light goes on, you would think that Elvis had come back to life, and everybody's going crazy. The second it turns off, everybody goes back to what they were doing.
Yeah, but the UK fans are just like that, because
I know.
Even from what I've heard when they've actually done the live shows, you've still had way more fans on the UK live shows and the European shows trying to get over.
Oh yeah, totally.
Than you do on the American house shows.
You basically take the NXT Full Sail crowd and you multiply it by like 50,000.
No. The arenas aren't that big.
I don't know how big the arena is. I heard the O2's pretty big though.
For a wrestling event, it only holds about 16,000.
Good lord.
Not a giant. But then again, there was 15,000 at the Staples Center.
Well,
not a giant venue. It's not.
Okay.
There's bigger. If they wanted to do football stadiums,
Wembley,
get then up to like 30. Well, Wembley's like 80 or 90,000. I'm thinking some of the other smaller ones around, like Chelsea and all that's roughly about 40,000.
Yeah.
But if you take into account Ring End, like the Titantron, if you wanted to put it up, it'd probably only be about 30,000.
Well, SummerSlam 1992 was in Wembley, and that crowd looked awesome on television.
Well, that's when they didn't have Titantrons.
That's true. You could fit a lot more people in
a stadium.
Yeah, you could fit a whole lot more people in that way when you don't have this big, ginormous television blocking everyone's view.
Well, I still am confused by that kid. He's like, is he Irish? Is he English?
I couldn't tell.
The Bulldog's gonna win. No matter how much he tries or do. It's like, every single accent is in there, mate.
It's great-o.
Are you German? Are you trying to confuse everybody?
Yeah.
Did you confuse the internet?
It's great-o. You don't know what it is.
No, wasn't he? He didn't even try Scottish, so it can't have been greater.
Yeah. Well, it kind of depends on what promos you hear. Well, this show, obviously for you, was, like you said, you have a stake in it and all the other fixings aside, because this is a show that was on your home turf. Just like when we talk about Money in the Bank's pay-per-view, it's on my home turf, because it's actually the arena where this channel basically started. So, we'll be talking about that in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with the show, and obviously the first segment involves John Cena and the chorus of John Cena sucks.
They got that out of the way quickly, which I like.
Yeah, smart move.
But although I did like the fact that he turned the crowd immediately when he said, WrestleMania should be here.
Yeah.
Even the haters were like, yeah. Wait, he made us cheer for him? But, what?
Well, it's funny because Cena usually doesn't miss an opportunity at a pun. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
He did this time around, and he actually got me to think something that he didn't actually say.
Oh, my word.
He missed the opportunity by saying, London and I just don't see eye to eye.
Oh, that was because he isn't Word Life anymore.
No, but he never misses a pun, and that was a missed opportunity.
Well, you can't see eye to eye because there's only one London eye.
I know that. But that's WWE writing a pun for John Cena. A bad.
You actually thought WWE wrote tonight's show?
I don't. Some of it, yes.
Bold and the Beautiful wrote tonight's show.
Yeah, this was a very interesting episode of Raw. So the U.S. Open Challenge starts, and it is thankfully answered by Wade Barrett,
who made one of the greatest promos probably in British wrestling history.
Yeah.
On the live events in Cardiff, he basically came out after a Neville Balor match.
Mm-hmm.
You lucky people. And said, well, I've been niggling with injuries and I've been trying to get back, and obviously I was successful but lost it, so I'm going to be retiring.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Cue Ballhammer to Neville was like, oh, I've got some bad news.
That's awesome.
And just the crowd was like, I didn't even care. It was like, yeah, this man is over.
God, I really wish the American wrestling public would take to Wade Barrett as much as the UK does. I understand why, but I really wish they could take to Wade Barrett a little bit more, because I've always been a fan, and they seem like they really don't know what to do with him.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, honestly.
Yeah.
The Nexus stuff was some of the best stuff of his career, and it was just starting out, and then he just went downhill from there. And I mean, the Intercontinental title run was fine, and the subsequent ones after that were fine, but he really never found his niche until the Bad News Barrett gimmick came along.
He got injured.
I know. He became snake bitten. And that's a bad thing to be in WWE nowadays, because they will not push you for anything if you're snake bitten. So we get John Cena and Wade Barrett again. I get a flashback from 3 years ago, and the match is really good.
Yep.
I really dug it. I love how he broke out the grounded sidekick, Del Rio's old move, and he hasn't used that in forever. I thought that worked really well. I really liked the fact that he broke out Wasteland. Even though Wasteland, like Matthew said, I pick him up, I put him down. I pick him up, I put him down.
Did you not notice the other interesting move that he did?
Oh, I love the tornado DDT into a snap suplex. I thought that was amazing.
No, the other one. It's clearly a homage to a certain somebody.
Yeah, I'm looking at my spots here. I may not have it on here.
The ring apron dive?
Yeah. Oh no.
Literally saying bang bang?
Well, he's been doing it for a long time, actually. He was doing this when I was actually following Raw every single week. He was doing the Cactus Jack Hip Buster off the apron.
Yeah, but that time he didn't say bang bang.
That's not true. There were several times he did. He didn't do it every time, but he did it a couple of times because I remember him doing it.
Ah, okay.
He's a big Foley fan.
Like John.
What'd you say?
Like John Moxley.
Yeah, exactly. No lie. So, I like the false finishes on the Bull Hammer, and Cena hits the springboard Ace Crusher and gets the win after the AA. We gotta name this thing because he's gonna keep using it. I don't have anything right now. I have to think about it.
Tempted to say the heel turn just to piss him off even further.
I would call it the HLRKO. I've come up with worse.
Yeah, we'll think about it over the weeks and months.
Yeah, that'll work fine. I got a lot to think about this week. And then after this is over, Lana comes out basically as a distraction, and Rusev attacks Cena from behind with a chain, setting up a Russian chain match at Extreme Rules. Thank you.
Because apparently only Russians are allowed chain matches.
Well, if it wasn't that, it'd be a strap match. So, same concept, different weapon.
Well, no, they aren't being chained together, are they?
There's no mention on what the actual stipulation is. I'm sure Michael Cole will try to figure out what it is.
From what I remember, the chain match with Koloff and San Martino from back in the day was just a bundle of chains.
Yeah, I remember that, and then there's also the chain matches that Nikita Koloff had with Sting in WCW with the chains to the wrist, and basically just doing like a corner, hit the corner stipulation. Kind of like a Texas Death Match, but with a chain instead.
Yeah.
I don't know what direction they're going to go with this one. Or they could do chain on a pole. Who knows at this point? I would say it's probably going to be something to the akin of either they're multiple chains or they're chained together somehow. And it's going to be, I think, honestly, it has a really good chance to be really violent.
Well, it's Extreme Rules, really, you have to.
Well, here's the thing, though. They're putting it over as there are going to be a lot of really insane stipulations. When I think insane stipulations, Russian chain match and cage match aren't the first thing I jump to.
Spoiler.
Whoops. I didn't say who was going to be in those, though.
Oh my god.
So, it is a made an announcement tonight that there is going to be a match with Randy Orton and a match with Seth Rollins, and if they can win their respective matches, they could pick stipulations for the match at Extreme Rules. Okay. Let's talk about the Divas Battle Royal, shall we?
As soon as I saw this week, what was my reaction? Okay.
But here's the thing, though. It may not be what we're thinking it is, because there is a WWE film that's going to be coming out very soon called Santa's Little Helper, and Paige has got to be off television to film that, so maybe this was writing her off TV.
They ain't gonna film it now.
Who knows at this point? They don't know what they're doing.
I think they're gonna film it after Extreme Rules.
Well, that would allow for one more match, but, I mean, this is a way to write her off television if this is exactly what happened.
Yeah, but my issue is, out of the 54,000 divas that they have on the main roster,
Yeah.
how many now are faces?
Ooh, that's the...
Paige,
Yep.
Paige, and Paige.
Emma's still a face in WWE, but she's not in NXT.
She's very rarely used, though.
No, but they're going to have to now.
No. She clearly is the only the only face that's left on the female roster.
She really is. And,
This you give Divas chance by giving them no bloody chance whatsoever. Thanks, Stephanie.
yeah, well, here's the thing. This Battle Royal was over quicker than you could take a bathroom break, legitimately. I didn't, but I timed it, and it was super short. It was like, hey, who cares if you're a face or a heel? Just throw people out until we get to the finals. And Paige wins. So she's going to be facing off against Nikki Bella for the Divas title at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
I'm
If she is.
Yeah, it's a possibility they'll scrap. Like I said, this is how you write her off television and give the person that attacked her a chance at the title instead. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So Paige cuts a really awesome promo about being really happy to work in her home country.
Oh, there we go. Actually, and this is where I need to bring up Michael Cole. What the hell were you doing when you were in your week off?
All right, go ahead.
First point, actually, with regard to the first match. Wade Barrett comes out and he says, oh, only a 1 hour trip away from here is Preston.
Okay.
Clearly, he's never been to the fucking UK before. Apologies for the French and the German there, but I feel that passionate about it.
You have a right to.
Preston is not an hour away from London. If it was, then you'd literally have like members of the UK government at the Raw show saying this is a boost for the UK economy. Because they're only now trying to put in the rail system, which will be completed by about 2029.
Wow.
That might make that trip from between the two 2 hours.
God. How much is it now?
Or an hour and a half, I think. I think it's currently like roughly 2 hours-ish.
Okay.
And we're putting in the high-speed line. It will get down to about 90 minutes. But not an hour.
Yeah.
Even if you go by plane, it's not an hour. Even if you go by TARDIS, it's not an hour.
Maybe by TARDIS.
Knowing how the TARDIS works, you get it wrong. So actually, it'll probably take longer by TARDIS
That's
than
true.
By the rail service. That's saying something, but you know.
Okay, and your next statement about Michael Cole?
Paige. She's from Norwich.
Yes.
Not Norwich.
Yeah.
The wicked Norwich of the West. The wicked Norwich of the East. The wicked Norwich... You know, if Cole really wants to piss people off, say she's from Ipswich. Then he would literally get death threats.
Not like he doesn't already get them as it is.
And that's another thing. Michael Cole is like 2 weeks over from, you know, a life-changing disease.
Yeah.
Apparently, you don't even need a neck brace.
No.
Stronger than death. Stronger than death. It continues on. And also the best bit, we bring up what happened. Oh, that's a personal matter for me and the WWE to discuss.
Really?
Well, you're the guy that brought it up at the start of the show, you dumb idiot. Literally mentioned it, I think. It's like, this continuity, writers, continuity.
Yeah, it's been thrown out the window for many years.
Doesn't Michael Cole look at it and go, this doesn't scan, guys. This don't scan.
Wow. Do you want to talk about what happened after this was over?
Oh, the Naomi heel turn, yeah.
Yes!
Meaning that Paige is the only diva left.
And apparently, I'm just going to start calling her Miss Trinity now because she's basically the new Jacqueline.
No, she isn't. She's not going to have a. She's not going to have a wardrobe malfunction in the UK.
I don't know if there's anybody that might.
Especially with Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, that's funny. Here's the thing. Do you think that Cameron and Naomi will get back together as a team because they're both heels now?
God, no.
I don't want that, but do you think it'll happen?
I hope Cameron goes to WWE Tough Enough and then gets thrown out again.
Why don't they just release her, honestly?
Because she was on a police charge. If she does, boom, warts and all. Oh no.
She got kicked off Total Divas.
Here's my tale of the story.
Okay.
Vince McMahon laced me with alcohol and forced me to drive to the next venue because I couldn't drive on the truck because I wouldn't blow his dick.
Wow. Job for life.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And then I am legally covered.
The word allegedly basically solves all problems. So, Bray Wyatt cuts a really awesome promo, and he's setting up his next program, whomever that may be. There's a lot of different people this could possibly be pointing towards.
Yeah, but it would be handy that he made it obvious now rather than...
Yeah.
It made sense for The Undertaker because after 2 weeks it was like, right, that's happening then.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it's like, literally, it could be anybody. And considering you're trying to be a man of mystery, it does help if it isn't complete mystery.
He's also talking about love and admiration, and basically he's trying to point to me, somebody that is connected to someone else. I'm going to take everything you love away from you, or it's someone that loves the wrestling business so much it's their everything in the world. Obviously, the answer I want is not the answer it's going to be.
What's the answer you want?
I want Sting and Bray Wyatt. Bad. I've wanted that since day one.
My answer was Pat Patterson.
The answer is actually Daniel Bryan here. I want to see that feud. Again.
The answer is Pat Patterson.
The answer is Pat Patterson.
The answer to life of the universe and everything isn't 42. Pat Patterson.
And Nova invented it. So, yeah. Let's talk NXT, shall we? They threw on another Lucha Dragons Ascension match. Basically just a highlight reel for Kalisto. Makes sense. Salida del Sol and the Sinton, which hopefully they spell it out Sinton like I have been. As the haha, because it's Sin Cara, Sinton. So yeah, it was pretty much what it was. I hate the Ascension since they brought them up to the main roster. They do not have the same effect as they did in NXT.
Well, because they're not the Legion of Doom in NXT.
They were a lot darker. The goth look, like the old school like Ministry of Darkness style look of the Ascension in NXT, I think worked a lot better than trying to rip off the Red Warriors.
And they say the tag division is dead. Oh, wait, it is.
They're trying. Cesaro and Kid are trying, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Cesaro and Kid trying in another segment. So they send Booker T in to do a interview with Roman Reigns. Oh boy. Roman had some really awesome lines here. I made Brock look different.
Yeah.
I thought that was a brilliant one.
He personally is the man that made Brock Lesnar turn face.
Yeah.
Wasn't Michael Cole.
Nope.
It was Roman Reigns. Believe that!
And it's funny because the Big Show actually got a thank you Big Show chant, which of course gets stopped immediately when Roman Reigns uses John Cena promo 101, use a curse word to get over.
Yeah.
Big Show calls him a bum. I guess he turns into Mickey from Rocky there. Sure. I'm going to knock you down. And of course Roman has like, you don't have the balls to say that to my face. And then of course he plays on the crowd with saying, I'm going to be the one who retires you. So he leaves to the back. Big Show arrives and throws him into the LED boards. And then he throws him into the set-up English taxi cab that is sitting on the top. And then he choke slams him on top of it.
Yep.
That works.
Yep.
Roman didn't come off as wooden as usual here. He showed a little bit for me here. Not much, but a little bit. Showed that there's something there, but it's just not there yet. I cannot buy into Roman Reigns. I never bought into Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns came across as the subject of the gang rape in prison.
Yeah.
You know, you main event WrestleMania, and now you are in the match 74 of some unnecessary feud with Big Show.
He's Diesel. Think about it. He really is. He's Diesel before he won the title. Because when you saw him come out through the crowd, which I'm telling you right now, he needs to stop doing that. Eventually that's not going to work out for his favor.
Eventually somebody's going to knife him.
That's the reason why he has 5,000 security guards with him. At Mania, he had an entourage.
Somebody is going to go to the bloody Burger King stall in the bloody concession stand, find a knife, and just go, quick!
And probably say believe that as he goes off to jail.
I hope Nick Gage doesn't go to the show in Philly soon.
Gage is in great shape. For Gage, that's great shape for being in prison for long as he was.
True, but...
I mean, don't forget, when Nick Gage went off to prison, I was watching CZW all the time, and I was really into the Hate Club and the feud with Justice Payne, and...
Every time somebody came out on that show on Saturday, his response to them, fuck you.
I've done that before, actually.
It didn't matter how polite they were, just drop the F-bomb.
And I love what they did with CJP, too. He could be a really good heel for CZW if they let him run with it.
Yeah, apparently he's still part of NXT.
Yeah, I love how he came out in the hoodie and everything. You can actually buy that hoodie. I really wish I would have bought that hoodie now I think about it. And it's one of the only NXT...
What are you going to do when Full Sail gets it there in a month or so?
Well, the problem is the NXT showings have been posted for the rest of the year, and they all miss my trips, so I'm not going to be able to see NXT again this year.
Boo!
Yeah, Boo earns, or Boo reigns in this case. Let's talk about Randy Orton and Cesaro, shall we? The first time these two met in the ring, the matches on Raw and SmackDown were phenomenal. When they gave Cesaro the win, the clean win over Orton, I thought that was awesome when they were pushing him in the right direction. And now they just basically just kind of throw this match on like, okay, sure.
At least you can blame Dr. Dre.
Yeah. So Tyson gets involved and referee disqualifies him. Kane comes out and says, you know what? This is going to restart. It's going to be a handicap match because there's so much implication involved in this match. It's not going to end on a DQ. So we're going to restart this match as a handicap match. So Randy Orton has to beat the tag team champions in order to pick a stipulation.
Does this mean Randy Orton gets a tag team title shot with himself, a la Kane?
God.
From 12 years ago.
He already beat the tag team champions by himself, so why not? Make him team with Seth Rollins. Come on, you know that's going to happen someday. Not a good night for Tyson Kidd. Oh my God, not a good night for Tyson Kidd. He just must have been off his game tonight, honestly.
I don't know if it was even playing a game.
It was
Triple H borrowed it.
Yeah. It was just bad. I mean, I'm telling you right now, he needs to put those kitty kick pads back on because he had a lot more success when he had them.
Expect to see them drop the tag belts.
Yeah.
To God knows who.
God, I don't know at this point, really.
Tag team division. Great shape. Not.
Why haven't Mercury and Noble been used as a legitimate tag team? I know they're a joke. I get that. Storyline perspective, they're a joke, but Mercury's a former tag team champion. Noble is obviously the former Ring of Honor world champion and a former cruiserweight champion, so why not have them as a team go after the tag team titles?
I don't think the Authority is allowed to have actually belts in their possession.
Okay. Unless it's Big Show and Kane.
Otherwise, Triple H would have every single thing on the bloody roster.
Oh, God. Don't be one of those guys, Ashley.
Because wrestling isn't wrestling.
Yes. Yes, check that video out. It's awesome.
Mention that every week because it's so true.
It's such a great video, too. So, Tyson goes for the springboard, and earlier in the match, he hits a springboard elbow, and, of course, Orton kicks out of it. And he ends up going for a springboard again. Of course, the RKO spells his demise. This was said on Twitter, and I'm going to agree completely with this, Ashley. I'm sure you probably will, too. When it comes down to it, the regular RKO doesn't have as much umph anymore because they're doing all these off-the-top into RKO spots now.
Of course.
Which is like, when he wins with a regular RKO, it's like, okay, that guy didn't jump.
But you're going to go for the Super RKO because you're in front of the fans that saw it at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's why I think actually Cena mentioned about it, wanting WrestleMania in London, because practically I think half the crowd was getting from the UK.
Yeah, pretty much. At least a third of it, if not more. And I'm sure more. So, we get an interesting program in the back. Seth and Noble and Mercury are standing there. Kane's in the room as well, and is like, you know what? How about you go beat Dolph Ziggler? He's like, are you afraid of Dolph? I love the cackle. I love the smarmy heel cackle of Seth Rollins. I think it's gold.
Yeah.
He is the perfect chicken champion. I just love it. He's like, you know what? How about this? How about I don't face Dolph Ziggler tonight? How about I face someone else? How about I face you? Well, Kane eventually ends up having to agree to it, so like I said last week on the show here, when it comes down to it, I really think they're building towards that Kane babyface run before he retires. And these are planting seeds.
Yeah.
You have
they
to.
Realize that you can't have Rollins versus Orton the next one.
No.
Until SummerSlam.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, granted, I know that Kane is...
somebody else.
Go ahead.
You gotta have somebody else involved.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, I think this is a fitting way to have Kane put the mask back on, do one last babyface run, and finish it up at WrestleMania 31 with The Undertaker. 32 with The Undertaker. Not a tag match or anything, and not against each other. I mean, they both go out at WrestleMania 32.
Yeah, I see what you mean, but I don't know.
I think it makes sense, but it might make too much sense. So Dean Ambrose comes out to face Adam Rose. Okay. Now, I got 3 answers to this. Did you remember when Adam Rose was working with Superstars taping wearing basically the Hollywood Hogan tights?
Vaguely.
Alright. So, I'm going to call these the Funkin' Virgil tights. Because I couldn't tell if he had Terry Funk's gear on or if he had Virgil's gear on. But both are correct answers. And thanks to Jimmy Corderas, Dangerous Danny Davis pops into my head as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Adam Rose still has the rosebuds, but he's working more like Leo Kruger than Adam Rose now. Thankfully.
What needs to be said is Dean Ambrose won.
Yeah, Ambrose won with the Dirty Deeds version 2. So that was the end of that. Big Show and Kane basically in the back. Big Show's trying to convince Kane to do the right thing. So that's pretty much that. And then we get to one of my favorite segments of the night. And you know me personally, Ashley, to know this is going to be one of my favorite segments of the night. We get a singles match with Stardust and Fandango. You know where this is headed. So, Fandango hits a spinning heel kick, goes up top for the perfect 10. Stardust out of the way, and he leapfrogs over him. He hits the beautiful disaster kick and gets the win. That's not what we're talking about here. No! Oh, by the way, that thing on the app about Cody Rhodes is back, yeah, that was gone in 1 week. Sure, alright. So, Fandango grabs the mic. He says, I'd realized what the problem is. I should be sharing my gift of dance with the entire world. He gets up on the barricade and the music hits. And it's not that weird, like, Balamos ripoff that he was using. No, it's the real Cha-Cha-La-La. And the crowd goes insane. That's got to be Pop of the Night, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Easily. And something I said 2 years ago finally has happened. I think we have Fandango as a babyface.
Well,
And he may not...
This is for 1 week only, because I know how WWE works.
Well, yeah, and he may not get a major push, but I don't think he's going to be just, like, off television. I think they actually might do something with this. And apparently, from what I heard from people that went to the show, he came out to his regular theme. So he got the reaction when he came out, and he got the reaction when he left.
Yeah.
So everybody was fandangoing, and it was awesome.
As it should be.
Yes, and like I said, I mean, he is relevant again, and that is awesome. And if this was the real babyface turn of Fandango after so long, what a perfect place to do it. The place where he's over more than anything.
Yeah, you won't be seeing that next time they're... don't even know where next week's show's happening. I haven't have looked at the bottom of the listings.
It's really funny because when the gimmick was starting to get over, and everyone was jumping on the song, and even though the TNA fans, and even I'm one that said that basically they stole the Don't Fire Eric dance, when it comes down to it, the show ended. Actually, I went to a Raw taping in the Nationwide Arena, which is where Money in the Bank's going to be this year. And after the show was over, they brought him out to end the show. To basically get on the mic and say, drive safe, and played the song to play out the building. So he's over. He's still over. I don't know what he's going to get of a reaction when we get back to the UK, but I do believe that Fandango is over. And we're having some technical issues right now, so I'll try to get into this as much as I can for the time being. That sound is not fun. I never like it when it makes those sounds. So basically what I'm trying to say is I'm very happy that Fandango is back to full form and not doing the weird gimmick with Rosa Mendez. I mean, it's like he's like a lambada dancer, basically. And like the Balamos ripoff like I was talking about with Ashley. It's one of those things that I love the original gimmick. I'm proud to say I do wear my wrestling shirts when I go to the theme parks, and preview night of Halloween Horror Nights, I was wearing my Fandango shirt. That got some reactions, I'm not going to lie about that. I'm very happy to see the gimmick's going to get another dry run. I guess it would kind of be like what they did with Ryback hitting the reset button. And it sounds like Ashley is going to be joining us in a minute because apparently his Skype dropped. So hopefully he'll be rejoining us soon. Yeah, I loved every second of this, and I was very happy that they did this in the UK where Fandangoing was so popular. So that was pretty cool, and I was very happy that it happened. So we get Kane in the back, and Daniel Bryan shows up, and we get nice little Rio de Hell No, and Dr. Shelby paging wherever you are, somewhere across the pond. You might need to figure out what's going on. Bryan tries to fire him up and says, you know what? Are you a man, or are you just a stooge? And Kane finally yells at him and says, leave. And Bryan's like, okay, fine, I'll leave, but be a man. So, that's pretty much what we get out of that. Now, let's talk about Seth Rollins and Kane, shall we? I'm waiting for Ashley to rejoin us. When we hear the awesome Skype noise, I'll know when that's going on, but I'll try to get through this as much as I can. And then we'll retread back with Ashley his thoughts about the segments prior. So, we get what looks like it's going to be a redo of the Finger Poke of Doom. Kane's taking off his jacket. He's taking off his tie. He's taking off his shirt. And Rollins is like, I don't know why you're getting ready for a combat. Because, obviously, you're just going to lay down. So he says, Kane, lay down. And he does, reluctantly. And 1, 2, he presses Rollins off. Kane's going to fight, maybe. J&J hit the ring for damage control, and they get double goozled and tossed out of the ring. So Rollins is reading Kane the riot act, and Kane's like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to shut this pipsqueak down once and for all. It's a choke thrust, and Rollins backs up. He's grabbing for the goozle, looking for the choke slam. And he's like, please don't do it. And he's like, just lay down. So Kane reluctantly looks like he gets down to one knee. And then he grabs Rollins by the throat and in one fell swoop choke slams him into oblivion. He lays on the ground, rolls Rollins' arm limply over him, and the referee counts to 3. Then Kane bombs out. Like I told Ashley and like I said last week, we are building towards a one final run as a babyface for Kane. And every single week we're planting the seeds. Now, I believe what was going to end up happening was that Kane was going to get booted out of the Authority for Sheamus, but they're moving Sheamus into a completely different direction, and I kind of want to talk about that with Ashley because that's coming up in a minute. But as we progress, so apparently on SmackDown, which I didn't watch, we had another Miz and Mizdow segment, and Summer Rae got involved, because of course she's a part of the new Miz film. And Mizdow got the girl, and he says, I'm sorry, I didn't do this a long time ago, and he slaps the Miz, leaves him laying. So we get this match, which is the second of this, and I'm guessing the rubber match is going to take place at Extreme Rules. Weird back hitch, sorry. So the Miz comes out, and here comes Damien Mizdow, and Summer Rae comes out, and I'm always happy to see Summer Rae. I am the president of the Summer Rae fan club. So, but you guys know that, because you probably have been watching for a while. We have a back and forth match that ends up basically with a roll-up, and Mizdow wins. So, after this, I wrote down a note that says Mizdow is Jericho, because basically he did the old Chris Jericho Lionheart thing in WCW, when he basically dove into the barricade with the fans around him, and Summer Rae joined him for a selfie. So, that was interesting. Let's talk about the primetime players, shall we? So last week, they ripped on the New Day, and they ripped on the Ascension. This week, they're ripping on Los Matadores. The second they rip that off, they put on the pink masks, you can just hear crickets. And they're like, no, wait a minute, there's someone else. And then they do the Matador thing with a bull cape, and sure enough, it is a bear as El Torito. A rainbow-colored bear. And a great line from Darren Young here saying, rainbow is my favorite color, which the fans in the crowd actually popped for. Titus says, how can a Puerto Rican be a bullfighter anyway? Who's ever heard of a Puerto Rican bullfighter? I thought that was funny. And the end with the millions of dollars chant. I love this a lot. Hold on, Ashley's been joining us. Alright, you there?
Yeah. You can see that, this is why Unfriended can never happen in real life, ladies and gentlemen. Skype won't last for 90 minutes.
It won't. The whole movie takes place on a computer, though. Computer screen.
Yeah, as if we needed that.
Okay, where were we when you last talked? Because I actually went off on my own little tangent. So, thoughts on Rollins and Kane and the Finger Poke of Doom 2?
It had the intent that was there, which is basically Seth really doesn't realise that the only reason Seth has got Seth's chances is because of Kane.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it was basically him saying, learn your place.
Yeah, basically. There's a pecking order here, and I'm a lot higher than you think I am. And The Miz against Damien Mizdow.
Yeah, did what it had to do.
I love seeing Summer Rae, but you know how big of a fan of hers I am.
Yeah.
I talked
You've
about...
already downloaded probably Marine 59 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah. She should have went to another WWE film. Anyway... So the primetime players, like I was talking about a few minutes ago, I thought Darren Young got the line of the night.
But the thing with that is, again, when you looked at the crowd reaction, it was...
They were, yeah.
They didn't care.
I know, but he still got a pop for that line.
Yeah, but still, they didn't care.
The primetime players are good, I just wish people would take to them.
And also, the primetime players couldn't be worth millions of dollars, because the Arab investors wouldn't invest in a gay man.
That's a good point. As Ryback and Luke
It's
Harper.
harsh, but honest.
Yeah.
And probably true.
Yes. Yeah. There's people that have millions of dollars that are from a different point of view than that.
Porn stars have millions of dollars. I wouldn't say they're role models.
No, but they have millions of dollars. So maybe they're promoting the primetime players. That's where the millions of dollars come from.
The rumors about John Cena and Kendra Lust. Whoa! Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. That's what happens, John Cena, when you wear my tennis shoes on national television. You get put on blast. So, yeah, legit. He wore my Nikes one night. It was only one night. And it was like the night that Tyler Breeze came out, was doing the selfie deal, and he actually had my cell phone. So, yeah.
Perhaps Cena was auditioning for Wimbledon 2.
Maybe. Let's talk about Ryback and Luke Harper, which basically was a short match that pretty much is just building up this Luke Harper Dean Ambrose feud.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
The battle of the exercise DVD before and after pictures.
Nasty super kick from Harper.
True.
Looked awesome. Ryback he didn't back bump, he just kind of went to the side. It's like, that legitimately how you fall when you get hit off guard.
Yeah, but then he immediately got up, so he basically no-sold it.
Yeah. Naomi cut a great promo basically saying it's all about her. The problem is, this may be too little too late, and like you said, Ashley, we don't have another babyface in the division, but maybe this is literally Paige versus the world.
Yeah, she is Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. She's doing the skips down the ring. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah.
So.
She's just waiting for Bayley. That's what that is.
I'd be totally down with that. That's who I think's taking the title off Sasha Banks.
We'll see.
Eventually, they have to give Bayley the title. I honestly believe that.
You never know within the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Mia Yim might be in WWE because TNA didn't work her.
Leva Bates is there too, don't forget. She may be called Blue Pants, but she's probably going to make a splash soon.
Yeah, and I don't remember if she was part of the... I don't remember if she was part of what happened on the Shimmer weekend. Or whether she was doing NXT stuff.
They've been building this program with Blake and Murphy and Enzo and Cass to the end game being Carmella turns and joins Blake and Murphy, and it seems like that's where Blue Pants is going to come in and we're going to have a 6-person tag match. They've been building that for months. You want to talk about the main event? My God. My God.
This is... apparently the crowd popped massively.
Yeah.
When they announced Ziggler versus Rollins at the start of the show.
Correct.
And obviously it never happened.
No.
So Dolph Ziggler puts out his open challenge. And literally when the music started, practically the arena went, oh, shit.
Yes, Neville Man to the rescue.
No, get it right.
Adrian Neville Man to the rescue.
Yes. Michael Cole, you done it again.
JBL's calling him Adrian too. He did it last week.
He can do that because, he's non-continuity.
Yeah.
Maggle!
Maggle! Maggle! And I like JBL, but I don't like his commentary. I like when he brings up things from the past that I remember, and it makes me laugh. But
it's your WWE trivia question. Do we care about WWE trivia questions? A, yes. B, no. Or C, Iron Sheik.
The answer is always C, Iron Sheik.
Yes. Exactly.
So Dolph Ziggler can't challenge the longest reigning the first NXT champion. So he ends up facing the longest reigning NXT champion. Poor Big E. He always gets forgotten.
So forgotten, he's on the payback poster and people are going,
is that Kurt Angle?
Is that guy again?
Someone actually said, was that Kurt Angle? Someone on a message board today just said, hey, when I looked at that, I thought it was Kurt Angle. And then they sent the meme with Big E looking at you like, really? Yeah, they always forget.
To be honest, that's 90% of Big E's facial expression.
Oh, God. He's got a great personality if they let him show it. So Dolph ends up calling Kane the devil's favorite dumbass.
I thought that was Michael Cole.
No. Oh, speaking of Michael Cole, I believe the Trey Dog would say this, and I'm going to say it right now. We're going to have a come to Jesus meeting, sir. Because a shooting star press is not a moonsault. It is not a moonsault.
Obviously it is.
It is a standing shooting star press. Billy Kidman has worked for the company. You know what a shooting star press is.
I think he's still with the company, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's still working for NXT, actually. I saw him at TakeOver. But no, Evan Bourne, you called so many of his matches. Come on. Really? Why do you have a job doing commentary?
Why is he there in the first place?
It hurts my head. I know the initiative as a commentator in WWE is not to call spot for spot. I get that. But learn the actual move names. Come on, man.
When it's a telegraphy move, yeah.
So, I just had to call that. Alright, so let's talk about the midway point here. Ziggler gets hit with the elevator down, tossed up in the air and lands on the canvas. Clotheslined over the top to the floor. So Neville Man springboards to the top rope and hits the moonsault. And then he does what could easily be one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
He runs the barricade like Jeff Hardy used to do. But instead of just diving with a clothesline or just flipping on somebody, no. He hits a 450 splash off the barricade.
Yep.
Oh my God. And I'm pretty sure he busted Dolph's nose there.
Probably.
Because you had blood on the top of his nose when he rolled him back in.
More interesting than Roman Reigns versus Big Show, the 84th time.
Yeah. It's like someone said today, and I agree with them too, when it comes down to it, when people are saying Roman Reigns is the guy, the casual fans will be like, yeah, Roman Reigns is the guy, fine, whatever, but there's this. There's this on my television. Why is this not in the main event? That's like the WCW Cruiserweight division being like the tops of the shows with Hogan and the Giant like main eventing the show.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Now, I like this sequence right here. Neville goes for the deadlift German. Dolph elbows out of it, and he goes for a German. Neville lands on his feet, charges in, and of course he eats the super kick. And I mean eats the super kick. He had whiplash effect on that. So Dolph goes.
It was a pretty good one, yeah.
Oh yeah, it looked great on Rewind too. I love that. So Dolph misses the corner splash. He heads up top, and of course he lands on his feet because Dolph's out of the way. He charges in, goes shoulder first into the ring post, and Dolph hits the zigzag, gets the 3 count, and then after the match is over, he helps Neville man up, and wow, what a match! What a great match!
A match in the main event worthy of being the main event.
Totally agreed.
It's a rarity.
Obviously in the UK that's definitely going to be over. In NXT, it would definitely be over. If you put that on as a main event in one of those B cities, I still think that would have been a suitable main event.
Yeah.
And it ends perfectly because Sheamus comes out and dims Neville's running lights with the Brogue Kick. Dolph finally fights back, but ends up succumbing to Sheamus, and he ends up eating the Brogue Kick again after he gets posted. I love what they're doing with the Sheamus-Dolph Ziggler feud. Sheamus is trying to shut down every quote-unquote small guy on the roster.
Yeah.
He's literally the BMOC right now, so... I like this. I like what they're doing with Sheamus, honestly. Thoughts?
The thing is, if he truly wanted to take out the small guys, El Torito would be murdered by now.
You know, I honestly think that the Matadors are so unimportant that even doing that, I don't think they would care to do it right now. But it makes sense, honestly. Start beating up random people. You remember when Vader used to do the run where he actually would show up at indie shows and attack guys in the middle of a match and just leave them laying with power bombs?
Oh, no.
Sheamus needs to start doing something like that.
He just needs to keep saying, "Oh, you're not entertained."
Yeah.
And Russell Crowe will go, "Listen, mate, stop stealing my bloody words."
He's going to show up on Raw just to have a face-to-face with Sheamus.
Well, with the rumour going around that he wants to have rugby league teams in Vegas.
What? What?
Yeah.
I haven't heard this.
He wants to make rugby league popular in the US by getting like the 4 best teams across Australia, New Zealand, and about like that. And then a few teams as well from possibly the UK league, and I don't even know if they even have a rugby league of any significance in other places, and like do a special tournament in Vegas.
Could you imagine the fans of American football watching rugby for the first time? They'd never watch football again. Ever.
Well, with the violence, and
yes,
because obviously rugby league has a sort of a set of downs that you've got 5 moves to get over the line. Except you, rather than get like 10 moves a half, you get about 120. Yeah, if that catches on, Russell Crowe killed the NFL. Look on that how you were.
You do realize...
Especially with the draft coming up in a couple of weeks.
Since I'm so anti-sports, and the fact that I just don't like them and don't watch them, I don't know how I'd feel about that. I don't really like Russell Crowe, and I don't like football, so I'd be kind of split, half and half, about this decision.
Just as long as he doesn't sing, that's all that matters to me.
Yeah. Hey, he gets way too much flack for Les Mis, I'm sorry. I'll defend him for that, and I did on camera, so I'm doing it again right now on camera, so there.
Owen is cover.
Oh, man. So Seth Rollins gets to lay in Barca loungers for fun for the last segment of the show. He bans the RKO. Okay. So basically, Randy Orton can still kick him in the head, so... He pretty much just sealed his fate right there.
Randy Orton is getting what he did to Shawn Michaels 7.5 years before.
Yep. So Orton's like, I want you in a cage with all the awesome delivery as Bill Paxton and Twister. Great personality from Randy Orton there.
I wanted Bill Paxton from Aliens.
No. Bill Paxton from Twister. Game over, man. Game over.
Game over, Seth. Game over.
Bill Paxton is the greatest man who ever lived. Sorry, Austin Aries. So, when he gets out of his Barca Lounger, he ends up running for the hills as Joey Mercury gets to eat the RKO. And that's the end of the show. We're building to the RKO being banned from Extreme Rules. So you could either go with it and he's like, I don't care if I get disqualified, I just want to end him. They can go that route, or you could try to win with something else and end up losing that way. Obviously, fact remains, Randy Orton's not winning at Extreme Rules.
What if he does the Ace Crusher?
Johnny Ace comes out from the back. He's like, hey, man, that's my move.
I don't approve of this.
Quiet down, Super Dave. Hey, if we clasp the hands, it's a diamond cutter. So, technically, it's not the RKO. Or
you can just do a springboard off the ropes and steal a move off Cena for a change.
Oh, my God. Maybe Samoa Joe can come in and do his actual power slam for a change.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're building a lot of things on this. Obviously, you're not going to have Rollins drop the title already. I don't think he even comes close to even losing the title to at least SummerSlam. Does that sound about right?
Probably. Well,
depends on who he's built up against.
Money in the Bank. That's the third time when his belt is feasibly at risk.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that could win Money in the Bank. I just hope they don't go with somebody obvious. And they will.
I just think the way they're going to do it is Roman Reigns wins it, literally cashes in on Rollins the same night, and basically goes, see how you like it when you did it to me at Mania.
That's a possibility, and I really don't want that to happen. Dean Ambrose winning makes a lot of sense, too. But you could have him win the Royal Rumble if you really wanted to. I really would like to see Barrett take it if they want to push him. I'd love to see Bray Wyatt take it. Even give it to Curtis Axel on a whim, honestly.
Give it to Pat Patterson.
Fandango winning the briefcase would be awesome, but it'll never happen. It could have happened. He had a really good shot at winning that Money in the Bank before he got injured.
True.
He really did, like, legitimately, and that's the weird thing. I'm not even joking. This is actually the truth, and you know I'm telling the truth.
We'll set you free.
Yes.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what the truth is about. Yeah. So, that was Raw for this week. Any other commentary on it, Ashley?
Yeah, considering how the international show is supposed to be good.
There's a couple good things, a couple bad things. I mean, again, no Triple H and Stephanie this week. Obviously, no Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar this week. So, we got that off there, and it's business as usual.
Yep. And we head us to Albany, New York, apparently.
Oh, no. We'll see what kind of crowd that is.
Yeah, but in essence, it's trouble for WWE because it's Albany, New York next week. Then, of course, Extreme Rules is in Chicago.
Oh, boy.
And then Raw comes from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Canada!
No.
And then we're in Montreal. Oh my word, they're trying to get all the crazy crowds out week after week, apparently.
There's some dangerous waters right now.
Cincinnati, Ohio, if the AIW shows go, they could hijack that. And then it's Payback in Baltimore. That might be the first time the crowd are like normal.
Maybe.
In Richmond, Virginia. So
Roman Reigns is right now needs a crowd to react to him favorably.
I do like the fact they're having a live event apparently on May the 16th in Newark, Delaware. Just to have the I wonder if CCW are going to be there saying Tournament of Death's going to be in Delaware in next month.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see what happens with that, actually. I got a couple of the IWA Masters of Pain tournaments coming up soon as well.
Oh.
The IWA East Coast promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I got a lot of friends in that tournament, actually. A lot of people I've managed before.
You biased. Boo.
Smokey C. Yes. Ron Mathis. I curb stomped him once. And his tag team partner. Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing.
So there you go. Any last words about this Raw real quick before we get off here?
Yeah, shouldn't have happened.
It was a mixed bag. It was not didn't feel like a normal crowd, didn't feel like a normal show. It seemed like one of those Raws that I probably would have been like, I have to talk about this for an hour. Great.
Didn't feel like a normal Raw at all.
No, it didn't.
And considering the way the UK fans are, normally the UK Raws are special. This one just felt like it could have been held in, I don't know,
anywhere.
Seattle, Washington, or
sure,
Milwaukee.
There were
any other place.
The Fandango stuff they popped for. Neville and Dolph Ziggler they popped for.
Wade, basically they just pop for the British people.
Wade Barrett and Paige, yeah, exactly.
Non-British wrestlers?
No, sit on your hands.
And again, I'd say again, 4 hours.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It really is. 3 hours.
House show, you get 3 hours with somewhat of an interval.
Mm-hmm.
WWE Raw tapings, you practically get 3.5 to 4 hours non-stop.
You really do, and you don't have time to get up, go to the bathroom, get concession, get a drink or anything like that. You're basically just glued into your seat because you don't want to miss anything. When I go to a live event, I don't like getting up. Ever.
That's why you should support your local indie.
I tried to, but all of them went away.
Yeah, but normally with that, people are more polite than in an arena.
No, they're not.
Oh, you went to the wrong show.
No, I've had weapons pulled on me before. Come on.
Oh, right, you're in America, of course.
Yes. It's what happens when you tell a redneck that you cut Dale Earnhardt's brake lines. It does not end well.
Pretty much.
So, that's what we have for Raw this week. Next week, join us for... It sounds like we're going to be in Albany, New York for Raw.
Yeah,
so
go home.
The Go Home show for Extreme Rules. And then after Extreme Rules is over, Ashley and I will be doing a recap show right afterwards. I'd like to say it's going to be live. For us, it's going to be live. But you'll get it like hours later when it finally uploads on YouTube. But maybe someday...
That's for the best. It lets you sink in.
Yeah.
It lets you relax from... Oh my God! They put Roman Reigns and Big Show on again.
Have you seen the videos in the past where I just literally stare in front of the camera and just stare for 5 minutes and just toss my notes down? I'm like, I'm tired of this.
That's what we should do when it comes to Roman Reigns match. You should just stare at the camera for 10 seconds and go, really? Next match was...
This is the reason why I stopped watching Raw for almost 4 months. I gave up on WWE from December until just last week.
And WWE creatives ruining it already.
Yeah, they are. Ryan Ward, help us, please. Ryan Ward and Triple H, help us, please. So, that's what we've got for this week. Ashley, any plugs for what you've got going on for yourself this week?
Yeah, 13 amps.
Okay. And Gaming with Ash this coming Saturday?
That will be possibly regarding esports and some interesting things that have developed.
Interesting.
On various different topics. I need to check a few articles out, but certainly the big one is the one that esports is desperately wanting, legitimately being called a sport.
Interesting. And hopefully we'll be able to get it out to you guys a little bit earlier this week. We had some scheduling snafu, but hopefully this week it'll be fine and we'll get the video out before midnight on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're shooting for. And Ashley, your whole indie show tapes this week as well?
Yes, covering all that went down in Shimmer Wrestling, including, blimey, Arja Kong is here. Probably for one time only, because somebody was retiring. And I think this weekend there might be something happening. I don't know what.
And we actually got contacted by Firefly Studios to do a gaming review, and that's going to be coming up soon as well.
Hopefully so, yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Firefly Studios there. And obviously your wrestling content will end tomorrow for this week with my recap of this past week's Impact Wrestling. We're going to talk about that. Brand new Sip and Snack on Thursday focusing on Red Bull editions, and Friday AJ's movie reviews will be Unfriended as well as Monkey Kingdom and this other movie we don't need to speak of. So that's pretty much what we've got. Gaming with Ash on Saturday, brand new verses on Sunday. Your cryptic comment is Spotlight, so check out that. And Halloween Horror Nights videos for Dr. Jimmy's Cryptic Performances 7, 8, and 9 coming up very soon as well. So Ashley, thank you for joining us tonight.
Or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Yesterday now, officially. Yes.
I am powering a TARDIS, by the way.
Sweet! Can you send me to Orlando right now?
Hang on, let me reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Sweet. So if this works, I'll be really happy in about 5 minutes. And waiting. This is the perfect time to get the call for the call to drop, honestly. No?
No, it's not going to drop.
I'm still here.
Wasn't there a film called I'm Still Here?
Yeah. Yeah, Lord, there was. Entertaining flick, check it out. So that being said, as always, if you like these videos, tell your friends about them, leave a comment, do subscribe, help spread the word about Pop. If you haven't yet, go to Facebook, click like on our Facebook fan page. It's under Sir Owen Disney Pop, or search for it by word, Sir Owen Disney and Pop. Follow me on Twitter at Sir Owen Disney. Follow Ashley on Twitter at AshIsMyNameUK. You can also email me, SirOwenDisney@gmail.com, or friend request me on Facebook at Owen Disney. You can friend request Ashley on Facebook, if you'd like, at Ashley Richardson. And you can continue to check out the various segments every day here on Pop. So Ashley, once again, like I said before, thank you for joining us today, and hopefully you've enjoyed yourself.
Well, as much as you can.
Talking about Raw, it's kind of hard sometimes, but maybe I'll get you to talk about NXT before too long.
We'll see.
Alright, so next week, join us from Albany, New York for Raw, and...
Because we're going to be there, apparently.
Apparently we're going to be there. We'll be there through the magic of YouTube, and the fact that I will go nowhere near New York. So, because I have no way to get to New York, so there. I haven't been in New York since 1999. And I don't think that's changing anytime soon. But thank you guys and girls out there for joining us tonight. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.